What's up everybody, Reddit here with another question from Reddit. A user on Reddit asked, Redditors, what are your most interesting roommate stories? I had a roommate that became very susceptible to suggestions when he would first fall asleep and wouldn't remember anything he did the next morning. One time, we woke him up and told him that his girlfriend had stolen his shoes. He jumped out of the bed, went to the landline phone, yeah, I was in college 20 years ago, called up his girlfriend and accused her of stealing his shoes. We were all dying laughing at this time. She blew him off, and after hanging up, he went into the kitchen. When he came back, he was holding 2 brownies and had the saddest look on his face. Look, my girlfriend burned out my shoes. I will never be able to wear them again. He placed them next to his bed and then went back to sleep. My freshman year college roommate was a random pairing. This kid partied all night and slept all day. Legit wouldn't wake up until 5 p.m. He goes MIA for like a week. I call my mom because I'm not sure he's even alive. She searches to see if he has been arrested. Before she can call me back, the cops are knocking on our door and ask, have you seen X person? And I say no. Mom calls me back a few minutes later. He had been booked for robbery at a convenience store which was in our dorm building. He tried to hide in our airband. He made the front page of the campus newspaper, was expelled, and I got the whole dorm to myself for the rest of the fall and spring semester. I woke up around 5:30 a.m. and made my way to the kitchen, groggy and barely awake. As I turned the corner, I stopped in my tracks because my roommate of 3 months was crouched on the counter wearing a Speedo. In a Gollum voice, he said, "My precious," and mimicked Gollum's weird movements. I refused to react to it, said nothing, and made breakfast. It's been 10 years and we are still great friends. My college roommate didn't know how to do laundry before we started school. We had a community washer and dryer on our floor. Probably the 3rd week of school, I went down to get a soda from the machine and I walk in and there are bubbles 4 inches deep on the floor. My roommate walks in behind me to check his laundry. He had put 3 full scoops of Tide in the washer with his load. I had to take him to an off-campus laundromat to wash all of the excess soap out of his clothes. I am pretty sure I used to live with a Hobbit. Man about 5'1", curly brown hair, constantly cheerful demeanor, never wore shoes, inside or out. Literally slept on the floor in what can only be explained as a nest of blankets. Started a garden and encouraged me to eat his tomatoes all the time. Will bring home samosas and other goodies, always giving me a half just because. He and his wife had a dream of living off the grid in a tiny home on a truck. I hope he's doing well. There are plenty, but one of my roommates used to sleepwalk and sleep talk almost every night, and I was the only one who will be awake whenever it will happen. I will witness her cleaning our fridge, sealing our open bag of chips, and I will hear her quote Shakespeare in her sleep. What made her go back to bed was me asking her to sleep, and she will look at me and close her eyes. Whenever I asked her if she recalled any of it, the answer was always no.